Hello there, Hill Talkers. We are over behind Sandbank in Curn today. One of my happy places. Always, whenever you come off the ferry over here, you always just feel the air. It's just so much clearer than it is most other places. It's been a bit of a rainy week, so I'm not expecting this to be an easy hike if I do manage to get to where I want to go, which is Finbracken Hill, which is over to the right of me. But the plan is I'm mapping this out on all trails, so I will try and remember to leave a link in the description. So I am heading up there to try and hit another trig point. I don't have little Mike with me this time because I had a look at the weather. It looks like it's going to get a wee bit rainy, so I've got my waterproofs and everything in here. I am prepared. I've got my gaiters and everything with me as well. Just now, I'm on the forestry track road, and I know I have a headphone in, but it's not on, so I'm just listening out. But this is like a walkway for dog walkers and obviously the forestry roads. You just need to be kind of wary when you're on these sort of roads. Just listen out for any trucks or anything coming down. It is currently 20 to 9 in the morning. I left the house at 6:30, went for the ferry, and I'm going to make a point on this. So, as most of you know who have been following me for a while, I spent most of last year trying to quit like the energy drinks and stuff like that, and it got to December, did really well, and then since January I've fallen right off the tracks again. So I have brought one last can of Monster with me, right? And I'm making a point of documenting it on this channel that this is going to be my last can of Monster of the year, right? We're going to get back on it, try and clear the heads a wee bit more, because I'm already feeling the effects of. I sound like a pure drug addict when I say that, but like there's no other way of describing it really. So I'm going to try and quit the Monsters again, clear my head before summer, so we can enjoy summer with a bit more of a better mindset. Thank you to everybody new who's subscribed, and if you haven't, please consider it. I'm not going to force you, but please consider it. I keep saying I'm aiming for 1,000 for the end of the year, and that's my goal. If we can knock that out of the park, fantastic. Thank you to everybody who's been buying merch from the website as well, which is here, Magic Editing. The website's doing well. I'm going to order in some more t-shirts and hoodies. They sold out quite fast. I've still got loads of hats and key rings and whatnot left, so if you want some Scottish Hill Talking merch, can't remember what side the logo's on, head over and you can pick something up. It's relatively reasonably priced, I think. But all the funds are going into help me find some either new kit or funds for travelling on new adventures, so I can keep these videos going for as long as I can. I do have a paper map with me if anybody says anything about using the digital ones, because we have had some trouble well over here in the past with the digital maps, but now we're all good. I've gone the wrong way already. This is what I get for talking to you guys. So you come off the path and we're going to go up this wee path here just up ahead of us. As it has been quite windy and rainy recently, I've not brought the drone with me, just first I don't want to risk losing it, but we'll hopefully get some clear days and we can get back out and be flying it. I've actually painted it, or I'm in the process of painting it at the moment. It looks quite class, but I'll leave that for its own video as a wee reveal of what I've done to it. I think I've done a good job with it, but Susie kind of brought up the fact that I've painted it green, and I go to places like this and I have a history of crashing the bugger, so we'll see how that pans out. It's not purely green, but it's going to add a little bit of excitement onto whenever I decide to lose it again. Yeah, I like coming up here early to places like this because it means there's usually not many people up. I say early, it's 8:30 in the morning, but still. What time is it actually? Correction, it's 10 to 9. So we're pretty much alone up here. It's brilliant. Hopefully, depends on when this video is out. I think this one will probably come out in the start of May. So by now, nice wee bridge. So that's pure ADHD kicking in there. Like, ooh, bridge. Yeah, nice wee seat. And I'm sure that is a nice wee view on a clear day. It's a cool ass tree. See what I mean? Like, I've definitely got the tisms. But, aye. What was I talking about? Aye, so by the time this video's out, me and some of the nurses from some of my fellow colleagues from H North in Inverclyde will have done the Kilt Walk, raising money for Aid for Education, which is a Scottish charity that is run by my good friend Douglas and his wife. And they have like help support a school in Rwanda, which is where Douglas is originally from, or that over that part of the country at least. So I'm going to try and post on Instagram. If you haven't seen it already, or on TikTok, I will be posting the Just Giving page. If you could donate anything, a couple of pennies, a couple of pound, every little helps, like Tesco. But you'd be fantastic if you could help us out. We're trying to get the kids some. Ooh, nice bridge. We're trying to build the kids fresh toilets for over there. So that's where the money's going this year. Quite a nice couple of wee waterfalls we've passed so far. I will definitely get some pictures on the way back down. Plan is to be over here for quite a wee while anyway, so I've got all day to oh, what's this? Neolithic Ardennen Dam. Iron Age. Ooh, so it's like an Iron Age settlement over there. That's quite cool. We do like a wee bit of history on this channel. I want to get up here, get some pictures at the trig point. To add to the total, which I believe this will be number 8 or 9. It's one of those two for the year. Obviously, don't have little Mike with me because he's under some repairs. The base that I made for him out of a Scottish hill talking coaster has kind of fallen to bits, so I need to try and make something that'll help him kind of stand on the trigs. But I'll get something together. So this is like a mixture of walking / mountain bike trail. I think there is some like wee wooden bridges and whatnot that have been put in. Well, I'm going to assume they've got like some version of the Muir Shield Rangers. Are there some of the Argyll Rangers over here? I'm not really sure. Someone correct me in the comments if you can. Give us a bit of an educate. Path's actually quite good, to be honest, to start off. We've only been walking the route for 10 or so minutes, but it's very well looked after. There's a lot of obvious non-natural plumbing to kind of keep the path as healthy as it is, which is a good sign. It means it's looked after well. And obviously there's signs about for people giving warnings about the walkways and warnings about obviously your dog and whatnot. But aye, all good. There's some classic joinery right there. But anywhere you guys want me to try out, please send me some links. This was actually sent to me through the website. I can't remember who sent me it. But I thought, do you know what? It's across the water. I've got a couple of days off. I'll go over, try it out. Yeah. But just make sure you bring the right kit, because I've heard there's a rise in people heading up the hills thanks to people like me who are promoting going out hill walking, but they're not going prepared. And it is not, this isn't a mountain, but this is kind of a 0.4 mountain rescue and whatnot. Like, don't be going up a hill, even when it's bone dry, in a set of bloody Converse, right? Because one, you're going to get talked about relentlessly forever, and it just shows that you're not really listening to the people who are recommending places like this, who actually know what they're talking about. Like, I'm not saying I am one of those people, right? But because I'm always learning, but I do try and give out some safety tips, because as a leader of the Scouts, I've got to make sure my guys are safe when we're out. So I've got to make sure, like, whenever I'm out, I've got to do a risk assessment with the kids before we even go anywhere. I've always got that sort of mindset when I'm doing these videos for you guys, and I'm always trying to drop wee hints. Try not to be as blunt as, right, we're going to sit down, we're going to read this 20-page risk assessment that I've done. I just try and give you some basic tips, because you might not go the same place I'm going, but you might go somewhere similar. And I always think, if I can put at least a wee bit of help out there, it could help some of yous that you might just not have the knowledge to even ask if something you're doing is wrong, and it might even just kind of spark an idea for you. Hill walking it's a great hobby, but as long as you do it safely, right? Right, so Finbracken Hill is up that way behind these trees. I think I'm going to follow the road round, and we will go the long way around. Because it's been raining, I get the feeling in there does look tempting, but I do feel it is going to be midgy central and marshy as anything. So to play it safe, we're going to stick to the road, follow the road round till we get to the base of the hill where we can actually see up it, and then we'll go off trail and head up it then. But I'm not complaining. When I get up past this wee bit, I might have a wee break and get something to eat, because I'm starting to feel a wee bit hungry. You don't get to see all this glamorous stuff when you're doing these videos, right? I've got to do this like 4 or 5 times sometimes, depending on where I am. Also, Scottish Hill Talking drawstring bags. Go to the website, go buy stuff. All finished. Last one. And as always, make sure you take your litter home with you. Right? Right, proof. Put it in the bag. It's in there. It's in there. Right. Hopefully that is my last can of ever of Monster. I'm gonna try and make it a point, right? So if you see me out and about and I've got a can of Monster in my hand, please give me a kicking. So we are gonna go. Ooh, trees have all kind of fallen. Doing this way. I know they've probably broken due to winds, but I always kind of like to think that, you know, asteroid or fallen transformer or some crap like that has done that. Aye, so a couple at the start of the, well, I say start of the year, January, was it January? January, start of February, I did a hike over Kilmun, which is over there. You can't see it today because the clouds have engulfed it, which I'm hoping is not the case when we get to the top of Finbracken Hill. However, I do feel the atmosphere changing a wee bit, and it might mean that it might be in for some rain. It's a nice view there. So good all the way over behind those hills, behind the hills over that side. Miles away. So I'm going to try and get up here as fast as I can, get some photos, head back down, get some photos of the waterfalls and whatnot, and then find out what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. Right, so Finbracken Hill is on the next right. Well, the route to it is on the next right. This is like a nice wee forestry road. Nice pine trees to the left, some fallen trees to the right, and birds. Can't beat it. Outdoors. Ooh, rocks. A change of geology. Very nice. Oh, that's a nice view. People from England, right? So this is what I mean when I say we are spoiled up here, right? You guys do have like the Lake District where you keep all your water, and the Peak District where you keep all your hills. We've got this everywhere, right? Look at that view. This is what I mean when I say, when I went down to England, I says, it's not Scotland, but right? Scotland and its laws as well about right to roam. Like when I was down in England, I was quite fearful about some of the places I was visiting. I'm not gonna lie. Not because I thought I was going to get jumped or anything like that, just because I wasn't sure if I was going to get in trouble for walking certain places. It's weird. I can understand why YouTubers like Hell on Earth and Katie Roams, well, stuff all the gear, they tend to come up to Scotland a lot as well. I understand it. What I don't understand is why people have to spend a fortune leaving the place, like to go on holiday somewhere else. Like, just holiday in Scotland, man. You're not going to get any better. Nah, fair enough. Nepal, anywhere there's actual mountains, that's probably the only places I would say could beat Scotland, right? Canada and like most of Asia's quite pretty, I've heard. But I've no real interest in, like, I have interest in travelling, clearly, I do this. But I've no real interest in travelling outside of my country. Unless it's for like a day trip to something. But you can't exactly do a day trip to Australia, to Scotland. Hurry up and invent teleporting. 90% of this video is going to end up on the editing room floor. Like, because it is literally me just rambling on like a wee joyous autistic that I am, undiagnosed, just chatting away. I'm not this chatty, see, when I'm in the house or even at work sometimes. Like, I don't know what it is, but I think I just feel more comfortable in an environment like this. Stone. But who can blame me? It is really beautiful. There's a wee baby tree. So, hopefully this won't end up being a full half-hour long video of me just walking and talking up a hill, right? But if it does, hope you enjoy the walk. I'm trying to slot in as much scenery as I can, right? So it's not just my coupon you're seeing all the time. I do kind of regret not bringing the drone because this would have been an absolute cracking shot to get with it, but it is in bits at the moment because it's getting painted, so yeah. There are worse places to visit. Like, I live across the water from here, and up until a few years ago, I always just thought it was too much of a hassle to get on a boat to come over here. Now, I love doing it. I make it like my ritual every 4 or 5 months. I've got to make sure I get over to Dunoon, try and discover somewhere new. Or get over to Curn and discover somewhere new, should I say. But places like this, right? I'm the only person out here that I know of. The smell, fresh woodland air, you can't beat it. What you can beat but is the midges. I can already feel them nipping at me, so this is going to be fun. Right, so walked all the way around. I've been walking for about an hour and a half, give or take. So it's up there. I'm just looking to see if there's any sort of clearing. I don't think there's a path that takes you straight to the top. So it might be a wee bit of off-trail hiking that we need to do, but we're going to get up here. I can literally see the top through the trees. You probably can't. Oh, in fact, I wonder. Let's try up here. Right. So this is marshy. Right, well, we jump over. Obviously, if you're doing this, don't be doing it with all the crap that I bring with me. Right. This isn't too bad. Right. So If we just straight line it, we should get to the top. Proper off trail hiking now. So if you're following my trail on all trails, I do go off trail. This last wee bit, I'll go off the road. So this is the bit that's going to be most technical for you. I'm doing it after there's been a bit of rain, so the ground's a wee bit wet, but it's not too bad. It is mostly dry. But there is a lot of felled trees as well. So you just need to be very careful while you're putting your feet. Watch you're not slipping. Right, how am I going to get around this? Let's see, try this way. See, this is why I'm videoing it, so you can know what you're letting yourself in for. Right, I can see it. Right. Slimy and not that satisfying. So your main obstacle will be trying to get through any of the fallen trees if you're following my route. I think I can kind of make out a bit of a way I can make a path. Just need to be very careful where I'm going. Right, so I've tried up there. That looks a bit too treacherous, but I'm going to try and see if we can walk around the fallen trees. Because there might be, I think there's like a bit of a, not so much a path, but a bit of an opening towards this way. This is pure going to be the video that it's going to end up on Have You Seen Matt? If it ever gets uploaded. But one of the ones you find in the woods. Right, Blair Witch. Ooh, right, be careful with that. There's some false ground up here, so just be very careful where you're sticking your feet. Right, if I can get round this tree, that looks like a straight line after. Oh. Let's see. This looks like the tip up here. Yeah. Right. So the road from here to the road is about 75, 80 metres. And you're just gradually working your way up. So I've walked around those trees. I'm going to head straight up here because this is straight lining. This has clearly been a bit adventurous. Obviously, if you're going to do something like this, make sure someone knows where you are. This is quite steep. I'm going to get up it, but I may have to put you guys in my bag, just so I've got both hands free to do this. Right, so that's us out. I was told there was a trig point up here. Oh well. It's another hill. I'm counting that, right? I don't know how well the GPS picked up how I got up here, but as I was coming up through the woods, it did get quite steep. That's when I put you guys in my bag, so I could have both hands free, which is always a good thing to do whenever you're out doing a scramble. Just watch up here, it's quite marshy as well. However, I zigzagged between every 2-3 trees on my way up to try and make it a wee bit easier. But just really be very careful. There we go, a Guruk. Oh, that must be quite close. There's an electricity pylon, which I do not wish to go anywhere nearer to. Not bad wee hike. Quite calm most of the way. That last wee bit kind of levels it up. From ranking difficulty, 5 being quite easy, 1 being quite hard. Most of the hike is most of the hike I would probably say is 4, maybe 3.5 at a push. It is quite an easy hike because it's all logging road, but I think on a clear view this would be absolutely cracking. You've got the hills over there, you've got Guruk all the way down there. Let's see what the view is up here. But aye, that last wee bit I would say is definitely a 2, maybe even a 1, because that was quite difficult even for me. And I consider myself to be quite fit. Obviously I'm out every week or so doing something like this, and even I'm quite knackered for that. It wasn't too bad, but I think I was kind of lucky because it has been raining the last couple of weeks. I can feel the rain. Oh, yeah, there is a trig point. Yes! So, oh, let's get to it without losing any limbs. But aye, so was quite easy to get to after you get through those trees. I don't know if there's a route that's maybe a wee bit easier. I did see some tyre tracks which might be from a quad bike, so I'm going to try and follow them on the way back down and see if that meets up with anywhere that was on our path. But we are here. Trig point tapped. So I think that is either number 8 or number 9. I can't remember exactly, because I know I haven't recorded every single one of them in videos, but I have been taking pictures, so I will do a wee bit of magic editing, whatever number it is here, so whatever number trig this is. But that is Finbracken Hill over in Curn behind Sandbank. That was, how long were we walking? 1 hour and 40 minutes it took me to get up here. And I was kind of taking my time, but I was also recording, so you could probably do this walk if you're willing to kind of actually race up it. You could probably do it in the space of about 1 hour and 15 minutes if you wanted to actually speedrun it. The weather's been really nice. I'm going to get a wee drink and then try and find somewhere else to go now. But aye, so thank you for watching, everybody. I'll get some pictures, I'll stick them on the Instagram. But yeah, thanks for watching. As always, please go comment, share, like and subscribe. You're really helping me out. You're getting the channel like seen a bit more whenever you do any of these things, especially if you're subscribing. I'm still aiming for the 1,000 subscriber mark. I think we're still sitting around 600 odd. Let's get there before end of the year. And thank you to everybody who already subscribes. Go check me out on the website as well at scottishhilltalking.co.uk. If you want to get some merch from the hats, I've got a t-shirt on today that I'm not willing to show you because it's absolutely freezing. Got all sorts of gear, and that bee is huge. But aye, as always, please get out in the hills, go clear your head and go discover a wee bit of Scotland, guys. And I will see you next week when I'm up another hill, probably over there somewhere. Right, let me try. See you later, guys.